If you think the future of cars is some distant sci-fi dream, think again. The future is noisy, shiny, and already humming on factory floors, where robots don't just build cars, they dance, fetch, and sometimes even look like dogs. Yes, robot dogs. Welcome to the revolution happening right now, where factories are no longer greasy metal caves, but buzzing hives of intelligence and innovation. Grab your seatbelt, because we're driving straight into the beating heart of tomorrow's car industry. And spoiler alert, a lot of that heartbeat is right here in the Middle East. Let's dive in. Wait, are we in a Marvel movie? Here's a question that every car enthusiast, from the wide-eyed teenager dreaming of their first set of wheels to the collector with a garage full of chrome, has asked themselves. What really makes us fall in love with a car? Is it the raw, unfiltered horsepower that slams you back into the seat and leaves your stomach somewhere 3 blocks behind? Is it the sleek paint job that glows under the desert sun like molten gold, polished until you can see your own grin reflected in it? Or maybe, just maybe, it's that intoxicating smell. You know the one, the strange, addictive cocktail of leather, plastic, glue, and pure possibility known around the world as new car smell. All of those answers are tempting, and sure, they matter, but here's the twist. None of them are the real reason. The truth is that what makes people fall in love with a car isn't under the hood or stitched into the seats, it's written in the story. The car you drive is more than transport. It's a personal statement, a rolling stage on which the drama of your life plays out. It's your companion on road trips, your wingman on first dates, your partner in crime when you blast the radio and sing like nobody's listening at the traffic lights. A car isn't just a machine, it's a piece of theater on wheels. Without a story, even the most advanced electric vehicle, complete with laser-sharp design, mind-bending acceleration, and a battery that could outlast your phone, becomes nothing more than an overpriced appliance. A silent, soulless toaster on wheels. But when you add story into the mix, suddenly that same machine transforms. It becomes identity. It becomes pride. It becomes a national dream or even a rebellion on 4 wheels. And here's the kicker. This isn't about someday. This isn't about the year 2040 or the kind of glossy visions companies love to tease at auto shows. What if I told you that right now, yes, right this very second, factories across the world are already building the future? Not in 10 years, not in some Elon Musk midnight twitstorm. Now. What if I told you that these factories of tomorrow aren't only in the usual suspects, Germany, Japan, Detroit, but also in places you might not expect? Places like Saudi Arabia, places like the United Arab Emirates, places where, until recently, cars only arrived on cargo ships but never rolled off assembly lines. Surprised? Intrigued? Maybe even a little skeptical? Perfect. That's exactly where I want you. Because what you're about to discover is bigger than gears, batteries, or sheet metal. By the time we finish this journey together, you won't just know about the future of cars, you'll feel it. You'll see the role your region, your city, maybe even your own choices play in this story. And just maybe, you'll be inspired to tell that story yourself. So buckle up. This isn't just a factory tour, it's a front-row ticket to the Marvel movie of the automotive world. Only difference? This time, you're not watching the superheroes on screen. You're standing in the factory where they're being built.
Robots, Lego cars, and gigantic aluminum casts? Welcome to Future Factories. Forget everything you think you know about car factories. This is not Henry Ford's dusty world of conveyor belts, sweat, and repetitive clanks. Today's car factories are closer to high-tech amusement parks than industrial warehouses. They are playgrounds where robots dance, AI whispers secrets into the production line, and even robotic dogs trot around sniffing for safety violations. If Ford could time travel into one of these places, he wouldn't recognize it. He'd probably ask, why does that dog look like a Wi-Fi router with legs? Take Tesla, for example. They pioneered a process called gigacasting. Sounds like a Marvel villain, right? Beware, for Gigacast is here to crush you with molten aluminum. But in reality, it's a manufacturing revolution. Instead of building a car frame out of dozens of small parts, Tesla casts enormous single pieces of aluminum that replace whole sections of the car. Imagine swapping out a puzzle made of 1,000 tiny Lego bricks for just 3 megablocks. The benefits are obvious: fewer parts, lower costs, and faster builds. It's industrial sorcery that makes traditional assembly look like arts and crafts. And of course, Toyota is racing to copy and refine it, because when one automaker bends the rules of physics, everyone else wants in on the magic trick. Ford took a different road, one paved with Lego bricks. They're experimenting with modular production. Instead of painstakingly building cars one bolt at a time in a straight line, Ford builds big car blocks separately: engines, chassis sections, interiors, and then snaps them together like adult-sized Lego sets. The result are cars that are built 15% faster using 20% fewer parts. It's like industrial efficiency with a dash of childhood nostalgia. If Henry Ford's assembly line was the Model T of ideas, modular production is the Tesla Cybertruck of efficiency. Weird looking at first, but undeniably revolutionary once you see it in action. And perhaps the most jaw-dropping example of future factories is Hyundai's Meta plant in Georgia, USA. Step inside, and you feel less like you're in a factory and more like you've wandered onto the set of a sci-fi blockbuster. There are 300 autonomous vehicles whizzing around like oversized Roombas on steroids, delivering parts and materials with laser-guided precision. Meanwhile, 475 robotic arms move in hypnotic synchronized ballet, welding and assembling with choreography so elegant you half expect to hear classical music in the background. And yes, there are robotic dogs. These four-legged inspectors scurry across the floor, checking for safety issues and equipment malfunctions. If you've ever seen one of those viral Boston Dynamics robot dog videos, you'll know exactly what I mean. Just, don't try to pet one. It's not programmed for belly rubs, and you don't want to be the first person in history to get side-eyed by a robotic Labrador. Factories used to be places of sparks, sweat, and endless repetition. Today, they're buzzing ecosystems of precision, speed, and adaptability. They're more theme park than workshop, minus the roller coasters, but with way more sparks flying. And here's the part that should really make you sit up. This isn't just happening in Silicon Valley or South Korea. The next ride in this amusement park of innovation is already being built much closer to you, in the Middle East. And that's where the story gets really exciting.
The Middle East isn't just buying cars anymore. It's building them. For decades, the story was simple. The Middle East bought the cars, and everyone else built them. Ships full of shiny new sedans, SUVs, and luxury rides would dock at Jeddah, Dubai, or Abu Dhabi, and buyers would take the keys with pride. But factories, assembly lines, car exports? That wasn't part of the regional script. Until now. Because here's the twist nobody saw coming. The Middle East is no longer the world's car showroom. It's becoming the workshop, too. Let's start in Saudi Arabia, where Hyundai has decided to play a leading role in this industrial plot twist. In King Abdullah Economic City, an ambitious port and logistics hub on the Red Sea coast, the Korean giant is building its very first factory in the Middle East. Not a small assembly line, not a token showroom with a screwdriver in the back. A full-scale manufacturing plant set to open in 2026 that will churn out 50,000 cars a year. Both EVs and combustion engines will roll off the line, a dual strategy to bridge today's market with tomorrow's demand. For Saudi Arabia, this isn't just about steel and machinery, it's about symbolism. For the first time, the kingdom will export not just barrels of oil, but cars. And that's what we call a glow-up, from oil barrels to electric wheels. But Hyundai isn't the only name making waves. Enter Seer, Saudi Arabia's first homegrown electric vehicle brand. Think of it as Vision 2030 on wheels. Backed by the kingdom's public investment fund and partnered with tech powerhouse Foxconn, Seer is Saudi Arabia's answer to the question, can we build a Tesla of our own? The reply comes with a smile and a cup of Arabic coffee. Yes, we can, and we'll give it a Saudi twist. Seer's cars won't just be vehicles, They'll be cultural statements. Every Seer EV you see on Riyadh streets will shout, "This is Saudi innovation, designed here, built here, and made for the world." For the first time, young Saudis can dream not just of buying a car, but of working on the team that built it from scratch. And then there's Lucid Motors, the luxury EV brand that has already etched its name into Saudi industrial history. While others were making plans, Lucid cut the ribbon. In 2023, it opened the kingdom's first ever car manufacturing facility. This isn't a side project. It's a massive operation with a target capacity of 155,000 EVs a year. Picture it. Fleets of gleaming Lucid Airs, not shipped from California, but built right in the heart of Saudi Arabia. To drive the point home, pun intended, Lucid joined the Made in Saudi program, making it crystal clear that these cars aren't just imports, they're exports of pride and innovation. If Hyundai's plant is the trailer, Lucid is the first blockbuster release. But Saudi Arabia doesn't stop at factories. No, it goes bigger, much bigger. Say hello to Neom's Oxagon, a city that looks like it fell out of a futuristic video game. Billed as the world's largest floating structure, Oxagon is designed to be the industrial heart of Neom, the $500 billion mega project reimagining urban life. It's not just a city, it's part sci-fi film set, part industrial playground, and part, wait, are they really building this? Spoiler, yes they are. Oxagon will house advanced factories powered by AI, fueled by renewable energy, and connected by hydrogen. Imagine a factory where your EV is assembled under a roof that's floating on the Red Sea, powered by clean energy, and managed by AI smarter than your average stockbroker. It's bold, it's surreal, and it's Saudi Arabia's way of saying, we're not just building cars, we're building the future itself. Of course, Saudi Arabia isn't hogging the spotlight. The UAE is revving its own engines. In Abu Dhabi, Masdar City is writing a different kind of story, one where sustainability and mobility live side by side. This eco-city, already famous as one of the world's most sustainable urban developments, has become a living lab for the future of cars. Its smart and autonomous vehicle industries, casually nicknamed Savvy, is where startups and global giants tinker with the next generation of EVs, driverless cars, and smart mobility systems. Picture Silicon Valley, but with more sunshine, fewer hoodies, and much better shawarma on your lunch break. Masdar isn't about mass production, it's about experimentation, proving concepts, and giving birth to technologies that could one day roll across the globe. So here's the hook. The Middle East is no longer the passenger in the global automotive story, it's grabbing the steering wheel, pushing the pedal to the floor and saying, "Move over, world, we've got this." The next time someone tells you the future of cars is being built in Detroit, Seoul, or Berlin, tell them to look again. The future is being bolted, welded, and charged up right here under the desert sun. Not just cars, dreams, jobs, and national pride on wheels. Cars may look like lumps of metal, glass, and rubber, but let's be honest, they're never just that. They're moving mirrors of who we are. Every factory that rises in the Middle East isn't only about producing cars, it's about producing opportunities, dreams, and futures for thousands of people. When Hyundai's plant in King Abdullah Economic City finally roars to life, it won't just be producing engines and chassis. It'll be producing careers for engineers fresh out of Saudi universities, coders who once thought automotive wasn't a career path in the region, and designers who used to sketch cars in notebooks while wondering if their ideas would ever matter. For decades, many of these ambitious young minds had to leave their countries to find opportunities in Europe, Japan, or the US. Now the future is pulling into their own backyard.
And here's the part that gives goosebumps. Every Seer EV, every Lucid Air rolling out of a Saudi factory isn't just another car, it's a story on wheels. Owning one becomes a badge of pride, a moving piece of Vision 2030.
For years, the cars that rolled down Middle Eastern highways were imported symbols of Western prestige. German luxury, Japanese reliability, or American muscle. But now, a Saudi-built Seer isn't just transportation, it's a declaration. It says, we can do this. We are doing this. That shift from consumer to creator isn't just economic, it's deeply emotional. It's identity, pride, and proof that the region has arrived in the future of mobility. And then comes the green revolution woven into all of this. Factories like Lucid's in Jeddah, Hyundai's new plant, or the advanced clusters in Neom's Oxagon and Abu Dhabi's Masdar City aren't just stamping steel, they're rewriting the environmental playbook. Imagine this, you're plugging in your EV at home in Riyadh or Dubai. Not only are you fueling it with cleaner electricity, but the very factory where it was born is powered by renewable energy. Solar arrays, wind farms, and hydrogen systems keep the assembly line humming. The supply chain isn't just efficient, it's sustainable. That's not just green, that's poetry in motion. It's the kind of thing you tell your kids. You see this car? It's built in a factory that doesn't pollute your sky. That's legacy-level storytelling. And here's where humor sneaks back in. Because let's be real, no matter how futuristic these factories get, people will always try to do something funny with them. Take those robotic dogs patrolling the Hyundai Meta plant or similar smart factories. They look like they belong in a Black Mirror episode, but they're dead serious about safety. And yet, the human instinct kicks in. Someone, somewhere, will inevitably crouch down and try to scratch behind its ears. Don't do it. These dogs are programmed to chase down safety violations, not tennis balls. Unless you want to be the first person in history to be politely escorted out of a factory by a robot Labrador, keep your fetch reflex under control. The bigger truth is this. Every car built in the Middle East now carries more than horsepower or battery capacity. It carries stories. Stories of young Saudis and Emiratis building a future they once had to watch from afar. Stories of nations diversifying away from oil dependency into a cleaner, more sustainable economy. Stories of innovation, ambition, and pride rolling down the highway in metal and glass. Cars have always been symbols of freedom. In the Middle East today, they're becoming symbols of transformation. From petrol to pixels, what's next? So where is this supercharged highway of innovation really headed? The numbers, as always, refuse to sugarcoat the truth. And trust me, they're mouthwatering. In 2025, the Middle East and Africa's EV market is valued at around USD 3.83 billion. Fast forward just 5 years, and it's projected to race past USD 9.5 billion by 2030. Deloitte has an even juicier figure. The regional EV market will leap from USD 2.7 billion in 2023 to 7.65 billion in 2028. That's a growth curve so steep it could make a Bugatti Chiron sweat on a racetrack. We're not just talking about steady progress, we're talking about a turbocharged economic engine roaring to life. But here's where things get even more exciting. The shift isn't just about building more cars, it's about building smarter, more personal cars. The age of you can have any color as long as it's black, as Henry Ford once quipped, is dead. Factories are moving into the age of mass personalization, an oxymoron that works only because of AI and modular production. No longer will buyers be boxed into cookie-cutter designs. Instead, you'll be able to shape your car like a digital avatar. Think about it. Instead of just choosing between desert gold or pearl white, you'll tell your EV how you want it to behave. Want your SUV to feel like a soft, luxury cruiser during the week and a sporty rocket on the weekend? With customizable driving modes, you'll flip a switch and boom, you've basically adopted a transformer. Your dashboard won't just show speed, it'll sync with your smart home, your favorite playlists, maybe even your fridge if you're the kind of person who needs a car that reminds you you're out of Laban. Okay, maybe not the shawarma part, but don't underestimate how much closer cars and lifestyle tech will merge. These machines will stop being just transportation, they'll become co-stars in your daily life. And here's where the magic of storytelling kicks into overdrive. The car you'll buy in the next decade won't just have specs, it'll have a narrative. If you're behind the wheel of a Seer EV, you're not just driving a car, you're driving a symbol of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, a personal slice of history parked in your driveway.
If you hop into an autonomous taxi in Abu Dhabi's Masdar City, you're not just hailing a ride, you're experiencing the UAE's vision of sustainable urban living. And if you choose EV over gas for your next car, you're not just making a consumer choice, you're telling a story about yourself, that you believe in progress, in clean air, in the future. Facts will always impress. Horsepower, charging time, market value, but stories inspire. Stories move people. And as these futuristic factories continue to rise across the globe and the Middle East, it's the stories that will fuel the greatest shift of all. So here's the hook to leave ringing in your ears. The real revolution isn't just from petrol to pixels, from combustion to electrons. It's from machines to meaning, from products to pride, from cars to stories. And in this new world of storytelling factories, the question isn't just what car will you drive? It's what story will you choose to tell? The future of cars is already here, built with innovations like Tesla's gigacasting, Ford's modular production, and Hyundai's robot-filled factories. In the Middle East, projects like Hyundai's plant, Sears EVs, Lucid's facility, and futuristic hubs like Neom and Masdar show the region is no longer just buying cars, but building them. Beyond machines, these factories create jobs, pride, sustainability, and national identity. Cars are no longer just driven, they're stories in motion, carrying the dreams and futures of nations and people. If this video fueled your curiosity, hit that like button, subscribe, and share your biggest storytelling challenge in the comments. Which factory blew your mind the most? Hyundai's robots, Sears' ambition, or Neom's floating city? And stick around, because in our next adventure, we'll take you inside an autonomous car being tested in the desert. Spoiler, yes, they're teaching cars how to drift on sand.